Dylan Wang's agency breaks silence on Bai Lu and Zhang Linghe rumors, fans in shock. For weeks, the internet had been on fire. Every corner of social media, from fan forums to gossip sites, was buzzing with whispers, screenshots, and grainy photos linking Bai Lu and Zhang Linghe in ways that seemed impossible to ignore. But now, in a move no one saw coming, Dylan Wang's agency has finally spoken out. The statement dropped like a thunderclap on a quiet night. At exactly 8 p.m., Dylan's studio posted an official press release on Weibo, addressing the rumors that Bai Lu had been secretly meeting Zhang Linghe behind closed doors, and that Dylan himself had been left in the dark. The press release that changed everything. Recent rumors circulating online involving our artist Dylan Wang, actress Bai Lu, and actor Zhang Linghe are completely fabricated and malicious in nature. Dylan Wang has not experienced any personal conflict with either party, and the spread of these falsehoods is causing unnecessary harm to all involved. We will be pursuing legal action against those creating and distributing these lies. It was short, clean, and to the point, but it was the silence between the lines that had everyone talking. Because nowhere in the statement did they explicitly deny that Bai Lu and Zhang Linghe had been spending time together. Fans dig deeper, and theories spiral out of control. Within minutes, #Dylan Wang Agency statement was trending worldwide. Fans dissected every syllable, comparing it to Dylan's previous public responses to rumors. One popular fan theory? That the agency was trying to protect Dylan's public image while privately acknowledging the tension between the three stars. Why didn't they just say Bai Lu and Zhang Linghe aren't meeting? Why avoid mentioning the photos? It feels like they're hiding something, one Weibo user posted, garnering over 50,000 likes. Another fan wrote, if Dylan really wasn't upset, why did Zhang Linghe block him at the hospital 2 weeks ago? These stories are connected. A timeline of drama. How we got here. To understand why this statement shook the entertainment industry, you have to rewind till last month. Bai Lu had been filming a high-intensity drama on location when she suddenly collapsed on set. Zhang Linghe, who was nearby, was reportedly the first to rush to her side, an act that sparked rumors of closeness between them. Days later, Dylan was photographed arriving at the same hospital, his expression dark and unreadable. Inside sources claimed that when Dylan attempted to enter Bai Lu's ward, Zhang Linghe physically stopped him at the door, leading to a tense verbal confrontation. That one moment lit the fuse for weeks of speculation. Was this a love triangle, or just a misunderstood friendship? Behind closed doors, what really happened at the hospital? A hospital staff member, speaking anonymously, described the scene in vivid detail. Dylan looked furious. He wasn't yelling, but his eyes, they were cold. Zhang Linghe stood right in front of him and said something quietly, but Dylan's jaw clenched. Bai Lu was in the room, unconscious at that time, so she didn't see any of it. Security had to ask them both to calm down before Dylan finally left. This account spread like wildfire, feeding into the narrative that Dylan and Zhang Linghe's relationship had fractured beyond repair. Dylan's silence until now. For weeks, Dylan said nothing. Not a single public post, not a single interview response, until his agency's statement tonight. But if fans expected his words to end the speculation, they were sorely mistaken. In fact, the statement seemed to ignite even more questions. Some fans praised Dylan's professionalism. He's not here to feed drama. This is how a real star handles baseless rumors. Others weren't convinced. If it's really baseless, why not deny the meetings outright? Why not address the photos of Bai Lu at Zhang Linghe's apartment? An unexpected sighting. Just when things seemed to reach a boiling point, paparazzi photos surfaced, allegedly taken just hours after the statement dropped. The grainy night shots appeared to show Dylan leaving his agency's office, heading straight to a quiet cafe on the outskirts of Beijing. Minutes later, Zhang Linghe was seen entering the same cafe from the back entrance. No one knows what was said inside. The cafe staff refused to comment, but witnesses claimed they saw Dylan leave looking tense, while Zhang Linghe lit a cigarette outside, shaking his head in frustration. The industry reacts. Several entertainment insiders have weighed in on the scandal. One veteran producer commented, "When emotions get this tangled between co-stars, it's a nightmare for directors. If this continues, some upcoming drama projects may need casting changes. Rumors now suggest that Bai Lu's next series, which was supposed to feature both Dylan and Zhang Linghe, may undergo a last-minute rewrite to avoid pairing them on screen. Bai Lu's silence. Through all of this, Bai Lu has remained completely silent. She hasn't posted on social media since her hospital discharge. Friends close to her say she's recovering at home, avoiding public appearances, and refusing to answer questions about either man. One anonymous friend told local media, "She's tired. She doesn't want to be caught in this narrative, but no matter what she does, people will twist it." What happens next? Dylan's agency has made their move, but the ball is now in Bai Lu and Zhang Linghe's court. Will they speak out and end the speculation, or will the silence continue to fuel even wilder theories? If history has taught us anything in this ongoing saga, it's that nothing stays hidden forever. The first 24 hours after the statement, the agency's post had barely been up for 10 minutes before Weibo servers began to strain under the traffic. The comment section turned into a war zone, fan clubs defending their idols, gossip accounts digging up old interviews, and neutral onlookers trying to piece the story together like a crime scene. The statement was supposed to calm the storm. Instead, it made the thunder roar louder. 8:15 p.m. The phone call that changed the night. According to an insider from a major Beijing entertainment blog, Dylan was still inside his agency's office when his manager's phone rang. The caller ID flashed a name no one expected, Zhang Linghe. Witnesses say Dylan paused, looking at the phone like it was a ticking bomb. After a moment, he gestured for his manager to answer on speaker. The voice on the other end was low, almost trembling with restrained anger. "So this is how you handle it? Drop a statement without talking to me first." Dylan's jaw tightened. "It's not about you, Linghe. It's about stopping the lies." But Linghe's reply was sharper, colder. Stopping the lies? Or controlling the narrative before the truth comes out? The office went dead silent. A junior staffer swears she saw Dylan's knuckles whiten as he clenched his fists under the table. 9 p.m., the cafe meeting. By 9 p.m., the two men had agreed to meet, away from flashing cameras, in a quiet cafe where the dim lighting made even recognition difficult. The cafe owner later told a friend, who couldn't resist leaking it, that Dylan arrived first, sitting in the farthest corner booth, his hood pulled low. He kept glancing at the door, tapping his fingers on the table in a rhythm that betrayed his nerves. When Linghe finally walked in, he didn't sit down immediately. He just stood there, looking at Dylan for a few seconds that felt like hours. "You think the agency can protect you from this?" "From me," Linghe said, sliding into the booth. Dylan didn't flinch. "This isn't about protection. It's about keeping Bai Lu out of the crossfire." That's when Linghe leaned forward, his voice dropping to a whisper. "Then you should have thought about that before you showed up at her hospital room like some hero." 9:30 p.m., the witness account. A university student sitting 3 tables away recognized them instantly. She recorded audio under her breath, but never released it, claiming it was too explosive to risk posting. Still, she described what she saw. They weren't yelling, but you could feel it in the air, the kind of tension that makes you stop breathing. Dylan's voice was steady, but his eyes, they were glassy, like he was holding back something. Linghe kept smirking, but his leg was bouncing under the table the whole time. At one point, Dylan reached into his jacket pocket and tossed a folded photo onto the table. Linghe didn't even look at it, just pushed it back toward him without a word. 10:15 p.m., the storm outside. When the two men left the cafe, the August night air was heavy with humidity and brewing rain. They went separate ways, Dylan into a waiting black van, Linghe disappearing into an alley toward his own car. But the separation didn't end the storm. By 10:30 p.m., #Dylan Linghe Cafe meeting was trending on Weibo, complete with blurry street photos from passers-by. Some claimed Bai Lu herself had been seen near the cafe earlier in the day, though no photo evidence emerged. 11:45 p.m., the fan club meltdown. Inside Dylan's largest fan group chat, with over 80,000 members, chaos erupted. Leaders of the club were arguing about whether to defend Linghe or launch a full shield campaign against him. Screenshots of the argument leaked, showing one admin saying, "Linghe isn't the enemy here. Don't forget, Bai Lu is the one they're both protecting. We don't know the whole truth. But another replied sharply. Protecting? You think that meeting was about protection? Wake up, they're negotiating terms before this explodes. 1 a.m., the private message leak. Then came the real bombshell. An unverified account posted screenshots claiming to be a private WeChat exchange between Dylan and Bai Lu, dated just 3 nights before the agency's statement. The messages were blurry but legible enough. Dylan, I can't keep watching this happen. If you won't speak, I will. Bai Lu, please don't. Not yet. You don't know everything. The screenshots spread like wildfire. Dylan's studio issued no comment, neither confirming nor denying the messages, which only made them more believable to fans desperate for answers. 2:30 a.m., Zhang Linghe's move. Just when everyone thought the night's drama was over, Zhang Linghe posted on his own Weibo account. No captions, no explanation, just a black and white photo of a street at night, rain-slick and empty, with a faint reflection of 2 figures under a single umbrella. Fans went feral. Was it symbolic? Was he implying something about loyalty, about betrayal, about shared history? And most importantly, was one of those silhouettes meant to be Bai Lu? The aftermath. By sunrise, the entertainment world was split into camps. Team Dylan believed the agency's statement was an act of protection. Team Linghe believed Dylan was trying to bury the truth. And somewhere in the middle, a quiet but growing group was asking the most dangerous question of all. What if both of them are hiding the same thing, and it's not about love at all?